beings of light. This is Spiritual Muse here to talk to you about another full moon. Today, March 20th, we have a full moon in the sign of Libra at 0 degrees. We also have the spring equinox or the spring solstice, so happy spring. Here we go, letting go of the winter on this full moon, because full moons are all about letting go. So we're letting go of the winter and we're saying hello to the spring, but we have to let go of all the baggage that we picked up over the winter. So it's a perfect ending moment and new beginning at the same time. So it's going to be quite lovely. So Libra is all about relationships and partnerships and seeking harmony and balance, right? So Libra exists on the relationship axis. It's going to bring about showdowns between the masculine and the feminine archetypes. So this will be interesting. So we have some kind of yin and yang balance stuff going on. We have a lot of reevaluating of relationships, seeing how they're serving us or not serving us, and just challenging enforced growth. So in relationships that are really positive and helpful and good in your life, you're going to have a lot of challenges and tough conversations possibly that you'll work through together in a positive way at this time. Or in relationships that might not be working out for both people, there could be issues and they could come up and be pretty big, right? And causing change in other ways. Maybe people like walking away from each other, or coming back together stronger after a fight possibly, or some tension. So if things like that have been happening in your relationships, it can be things other than romantic relationships as well, then maybe you have an idea it has to do with this full moon that we're having right now. We also have some energy that's going to dispel Mercury for a little bit. So we're actually going to have slightly better communication on this full moon, we hope, right? Everybody wants a little break from Mercury. And you're going to want to be asking yourself questions about how much you are really listening to your higher self, or if you're looking for others for outside advice. So ask yourself, have I been too easily influenced or unable to decide for myself? So are you listening to the dogma of other people? Are you listening to advice from gurus outside of yourself? Or are you listening to your heart? So really sit down and listen to your heart and see where you're feeling this moon and how it's affecting you, how your life is all on your own. If you were uninfluenced by anyone else, how would you be feeling right now? This is actually the first of 2 Libra full moons in a row. So Libra's really trying to tell us something right now. So figure out what that means for you specifically. We also have the sun in Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So that represents new beginnings. We also have Libra, as I said, at 0 degrees. So 0 is kind of like the moment before the universe was created, that moment in time before anything occurred, but everything was possible. So it's that time of new beginnings, planting of seeds, things like that. We also have a supermoon, which means that the moon is closest in its orbit to the Earth during this full moon, because the orbit is not circular, it's actually more like an oval. So we're at the point where it's closer to the Earth. We also have the moon quincunx Uranus, which is going to cause us to examine our unconscious behavior patterns. So this could be something that comes up in terms of your relationships with your partners or your friends or your family. Are there any things that you're doing unconsciously that maybe someone calls you out for? It's possible that someone could call you out for this at this time, or it could be something that you're just kind of discovering on your own. And then you're saying to people, hey, am I this way? Is this something that you actually see me as? And then you can actually take steps to change that and transform yourself into a better person that you really feel at your heart center is more who you are, rather than any of the negative ways that you possibly are reacting because of things that happened to you as a child that imprinted on you and made you sort of fearful of different things, or, just kind of anything like that, any ways that you have changed the way you naturally are in order to sort of protect yourself, or to, be liked, or whatever it is. It's different for everyone, but we all have these unconscious behavior patterns that we can shift and change and transform into more positive ways to be in the world and to be seen and to exist. We also have Venus in Aquarius, which is pushing against Mars in Taurus, which is going to bring about some banter, which could be fun and could be helpful, or it could be hard to deal with. It could bring up some issues and things that we're going to have to work through. But it can also just be a fun time to have a back and forth between two people that maybe have different opinions, if you can be open-minded about these things, right? If we can really just be there for each other. So we also have a fixed star going on. This is the fixed star Markeb, and this is a star within the sail of the constellation of the ship Argo Navis, which is the first ship that was ever built in astrology, on which Jason brought the golden fleece. So this star is going to bring about, positive journeys. It's going to bring about knowledge. It's also a challenge. So we have some challenging stuff coming up with all of our relationships. We're going to be challenged to change for the better, to go onto a self journey or a journey as a relationship. But really always remembering at the same time, kind of the core of this full moon is to listen to yourself first. Decide for yourself. Don't let other people influence you. And that's just kind of going to be the best way you're going to work with these energies right now, is just to really listen to your higher self, wherever it is that you feel that, in your gut, in your heart, in your third eye. Feel it in your body. Really get in touch with who you are and what you feel, rather than listening to someone else, like perhaps myself or someone else that's telling you different things about how the world works, or about spirituality or religion or anything. So just really listen to yourself and what being a human on earth right now means to you, okay? And how you can be your best person. Really only you can know that. Nobody else can really guide you to be the person you want to be. So really listen to yourself and take time during this full moon to get in touch with who you are, who you want to be, and all of the things that you desire. All right, so that is the basic gist of this full moon, and I will be back to talk to you at the next new moon. All right, I hope you guys learn to really work with these energies. I hope that you build really beautiful, lasting relationships during this moon. I hope that you continue to work on the ones that are already in your life. And I hope that you learn something new about yourself and you're able to heal in different ways. And remember, let go of the winter. Hello, spring. Here we go. Let's go. So let's look at the winters of our lives and let's just get rid of all of it, right? From all the way back when we were children. Let's just move on. Let's be whoever we want to be in this next day when we wake up tomorrow, because you can transform at any time. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.